Hello ladies and gentlemen, how you doing today? My name's Bilify, and today in the game of slap battles we have this brand new friction glove with 48 power, 16 speed, and the ability is to burn. This is a slap required glove that requires 20,500 slaps. And we can see this glove right here has a plate on the back of it. I'm not sure what that means just yet, but that's all I can kind of see off of it. But let's go ahead and test out this glove. The friction glove is a combination of two gloves in my opinion, the Quake glove and the Berserk glove. When you use this glove's first initial ability, it slams into the ground creating an AoE explosion shockwave. And I say it's related to Berserk because the more you drag this, the more it charges up. You'll see that it indicates the next level of strength when it gets to regular fire, but when it turns into blue, that's when it gets to its max power. The friction glove here has 3 powers of strength, the base power of it, which is the base slap right here, and also includes the base AoE shockwave here. If it doesn't have any flames to it and you do a slap, they go about the exact same distance. So that is level 1. Level 2 of strength comes when you are in slam mode, or drag mode I should say. When you see the red flames, you are ready to smack. And you can see it also leaves a fire on the person, which they are going to have to roll out of to get the fire off of them. So a little bit more power and some flames that get left behind. And then the last tier of friction's power level is going to be the blue flames. When you see blue flames after dragging this around for a bit, you are ready to slap at your best power. It doesn't take too long to get to it either, but when you slap somebody with this amount of power, a lot more knockback. Same effect where they have to roll to get the fire off of them, but a lot more knockback on that. So with this glove, if you are fighting somebody in the middle and you have the blue flame, most likely they're going to end up dying. I have a clone here in the center. When we slap them with the blue, they go right off the edge, and that was pretty much the center of the map. So yeah, if you get to blue, you can pretty much one-shot somebody. So this glove for 20k isn't that bad at all. The one thing with this friction glove that you do have to watch out for is you do have a slower speed, so they are going to have a slight desync advantage. So you might have to slap a little bit early in order to get them. But this friction glove wasn't the only thing added into today's update. Just a few gloves down, the cherry glove here has a brand new mastery. When you type in cherry into the search bar of the gloves and then you hit this little yellow dot thingy right there, we can see this brand new glove mastery with what looks like oranges. The master upgrades are duplicate spawn range plus 10 studs. Okay, so you get a wider range. You can press on a duplicate to activate Charmando. What? And then you can hit R for cherry kinesis. What the? The objectives to earn this is to kill players without them slapping you 250 times. The next one is without getting your main body slapped, kill 10 players. The next one is use your duplicates to combo 100 times. And then the last one is slap with your duplicates 750 times. The homie Gravity is here to showcase it for us, so thank you Gravity, I appreciate you. Oh my god, the spawn range on that's crazy. Look how far away one of the clones is back here. What the? So the cool thing with this ability is it's a click glove, so he can move a clone wherever he likes. So if I'm running at him like that, he can place a clone and then continue to slap. He could also use his R ability to teleport to that clone if he wanted to, but being able within a certain radius to place a clone with a target coming right after you, you can play great defense like that. So if you're thinking about getting the cherry glove mastery right now, 100% worth it. Because if you get really good with this ability, you can be unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. But remember, it's within a certain range. It's not like he could place a clone across the entire map. My boy's got a Congo line going. Oh my god. You could surprise so many people with that. You're in danger when you're fighting these scoopers. So I could easily see people sleeping on this. Oh my god, that was right on me. Can he place it? Oh my god. We baited the swap. We baited the swap. Now we run forward. So I guess when you're fighting these goobers, try to be unpredictable with your movements. Yeah, like Grav says, you can't really use shift lock with this because to move your clones, you have to click on them and then place them somewhere. Look how far you have to be up to evade them. That is quite a large circle that these goobers have down there. It's not like they could just teleport in a finite area on plain level ground. These little goobers can climb up, so yeah, crazy. We're gonna see how far the teleport range of this goes, because right now we're out of his radius, so I wonder if it will allow him to or if it wouldn't. It would! Oh my god, that's crazy. But yeah, that's this brand new mastery. Quite insane if you ask me. Being able to just teleport on somebody and then boop. It's crazy. Oh yeah, wow, what a mastery. A lot of people are gonna sleep on that until they start getting destroyed by that. This has so much potential, and if somebody masters this, they are gonna be extremely deadly, being able to just teleport in front of somebody and slapping them. We also have some changes in this update, and I'm gonna go through them as fast as I possibly can. With Charge, getting ragdolled cancels the ability. With Slasher, getting ragdolled cancels the E ability, and Slasher E ability is unusable mid-ragdoll. With Bob, the fade out and despawn sound plays after touching the cube of death or getting manually respawned. So like that. With Default, they've changed the particle effect of this to white instead of green. Mobile users, with Killstreak and Reaper, they have moved the purchase kills button away from the jump button, so hopefully that's a good quality of life change for you. For Psycho and Divebomb users, now while you're in your little dash phase here, you can be slapped out of it, and the ragdoll physics with it are here instead of it being a little bit off. Aggro users, they've nerfed your range by 30%. The parry glove has a huge rework. If you successfully parry a player, you get a 0.5 second cooldown, so you could use your ability again. You will also be able to immediately slap after parrying. If you miss the parry, you are given an 8-second cooldown, so you're rewarded if you land the parry, and you're punished if you miss it. Another punishment of missing a parry is you cannot slap for 2 seconds, so quite a nerf to that. As well as that 2 seconds, your walk speed is nerfed by 25%, so if you miss your parry, you are a wide open target. Also, if you miss your parry, you will not be able to dash for 4.5 seconds. And speaking of the dash, you can probably see that it is an R ability now. It is no longer a double jump. You can use this dash while you're on the ground. You don't need to be in the air. The dash and parry abilities are of their own separate. You can see that. It is an 8-second cooldown, I believe. You cannot use your dash while you are parrying. With this dash, the distance has been reduced by 50%, but the speed has been increased by 50%. Interesting change. And the last little section here with the dash is, if the player is currently moving, the dash direction is changed to the direction that they are moving. So if I'm moving to the side, I can dash to the side. But if they are not moving, it's going to dash to wherever the player is looking. So if my character's looking over here and I hit dash, it goes where I'm looking instead of where my movement is. So it just helps out a lot for mobility. Huge changes to the parry glove. Let me know what you think of these parry changes. Honestly, I think they're really good. It rewards players for actually landing things, and it punishes them respectively. There are 3 gloves in the game that had their double jump abilities changed to R abilities. With retro to swap, it's no longer a double jump. All you have to do is just hit the R, and you can swap over to whatever you like. And that's the same for admin and Santa. When the player hits R, they stop moving and reach into the grab to change their object. So you're no longer trying to double jump to try to activate your the iframes of this. You're now just hitting the R button. So using Santa could be a little bit more easier for people who are trying to dodge things like AoEs or explosions and stuff like that. So I think that's actually a really good change. The next thing is they've reworked player spawning. So now when you go into the game, there's a check that runs to make sure you don't just spawn into like a rock or something like that. It checks a 20 by 20 stud area 9 times, and if it fails on the 10th, it will just place you in the game, which you could spawn in a Mega Rock on the 10th one, but it now has a check beforehand. So you shouldn't spawn in objects like defense or Mega Rock. There's 2 gloves that had mastery quest rebalances. Rob was one of them, where the Rob Absorb 1k quest was lowered to 750, and Moai mastery slap into shockwave quest has been fixed so that it works as expected. You slap a player and they land next to your Moai, they get stunned, equals +1 progress. In the no one-shot glove server, they fixed and patched a method where people were grabbing one-shot gloves and going into the no one-shot servers, bypassing the entire rule of the server, so that's been fixed. And the last thing in today's update is there's now 7 badge gloves that can be obtained in VIP servers. Rojo, Quake, Tank, Kraken, of course now, right? Those that know. Hammer, Run, and the Draw Fork glove. All of those gloves can now be obtained in a VIP server. But ladies and gentlemen, that is everything in today's update. The Friction glove is very fun to use. I give it a very solid 8.8 out of 10, almost a 9. Love its ability. And then the Cherry Mastery is absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 for sure. I still definitely think that Mastery is going to be one of the deadliest in the game. I'm interested to see your thoughts on both of those gloves, and I'm also interested to see what you think of the changes that have happened in this update. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that all of you have an amazing rest of your day or night whenever you do end up watching this, and I shall see you in the next one. Later!